Hey man, today I want to talk about the thing I've read in a book of Tony Robbins. I think in English it's called Awaken the Giant Within. I don't really know because I read the translation in Russian. And I've read it a lot of times when I was in high school. But right now I found a very interesting section that talks about beliefs and belief systems. So the main idea is that your beliefs are more more flexible than you think. For example, if you look at any belief you have, you will realize that it's like a table that stands on several legs. Like the tabletop is usually uh, the belief. So, for example, I am confident or I am not confident, or if I say this or that, people are gonna laugh at me, or if I look like this, people will respect me, or not just social, but anything else, I easily gain mass in the gym, or I don't gain any mass in the gym, and I have no gains in muscles. So, any beliefs is like this top of the table, and the legs are actually the confirmations of such belief. For example, if you say I have better results in the gym, it's usually confirmation like I do lots of exercises but my progress is not as good, or I look at Instagram profile and people usually have better results, or just anything that can be. And usually the most important thing about it is that these legs are emotional, have some emotions attached, either positive or negative, either joy of having something on or suffering. And so there's a very simple idea. If you want to change the belief, you need to remove all the legs of the old belief, and to replace it with new belief, you just need to add some new legs to this new belief. For example, you may have again this belief of let me tell you uh, why I'm talking about this thing right now. I decided to try to do the exercise from the book, which means, which was telling, write all the beliefs you have right now for 10 minutes. So anything that comes into your mind, no matter what you think logically, just write whatever your inner voice tells you right now. And among these beliefs, I found one that was saying, actually, it's not one. It was divided and written several times in different ways. But basically, it meant if I do something wrong, people won't like me, and I will be alone. I didn't think it logically. Logically, I understood that it's not really true, but it seemed so. I was reading it and writing it, and it seemed like I'm gonna die if something if going through the crossroad again. Look left, look right. So it was the belief that something bad is gonna happen if if people don't like me, and people won't like me if I won't act a certain way. For example, talk with a confident voice, using lots of gestures, talking with the low voice, speaking either slowly or quick enough to people to understand you, trying to hook their attention, etc., etc. And I decided to work with it. And what was the method in the book saying? He was saying that you need to try to find all the legs for this belief, and not just legs. You need to find all the. You need to attach the suffering to your current belief in any way possible. So basically, any change you want to make and any change in your life you do is usually the change of suffering and joy. You attach suffering to the current situation and attach joy to the situation, to the outcome you want to get. For example, you suddenly want to become rich, you want to have lots of money. How does it happen? It may happen gradually, but there is usually always one point in time when the change becomes instant, when you get to some tipping point. For example, you don't have money to even buy your food or something important for you, or you look at some motivational video on YouTube and you see that someone is living his best life, and so you feel suffering about your current situation and the joy about the new change. And because you feel suffering, it's like leverage. So you think it just becomes tipping point. You may not do anything, but at this point you say to yourself that I cannot tolerate this suffering anymore. I need to change right now, or I'm actually feeling like I'm gonna die if I don't do it right now. And then when you attach the joy to the new situation, it becomes, for you internally, it becomes the only option, that I need to get rich immediately. Or not immediately, but at least I immediately need to do something right now. Or I may never become rich and I will suffer and it will be the death for me. So you need to do the same thing, but right now you need to do it intentionally. So for me, with my belief that if I do something bad and I will die and everything is gonna be bad, I try to find lots of things that will make you that would make me suffer that I have such belief. For example, there are several things. First, you look at it logically and say to yourself that, well, what happens if I actually do something wrong? Usually people are they have big tolerance. If I, as a person, look at someone doing something stupid, I don't change my opinion immediately about them. I want to know them better, and I'm usually forgiving. And so most of the people are forgiving, but for some reason when we think about others, we think that they are the most judgmental people that you can get. And so I try to think about it logically. And then I started attaching the some different areas of life that may give you some emotions. For example, first I started from just the emotional side inside of me. How will I feel if I don't do this change, if I keep this belief? Emotionally, I will be a wreck, absolute wreck, and broken inside, because I will always think of what I should say, and I will not feel confident. I will feel like I'm just putting on this mask to hide myself from other people and from society. And I will always be a fake, and that is already a very terrible thing that you don't want, but you need to go further. So the next area I started to think about was the relationships. How will it what will it give to my future relationships with important person for me? And I realized that this important person will always be a person who will like only my mask, only my fake personality that I have. And I realized it could be the problem in my previous relationships, actually, because they caused me lots of pain and caused my partner lots of pain. But only now I realized that actually it partially happened because I tried to be someone else. Because I was doing something and she was saying, wow, you look so amazing, you look so sexy. But I do something else and she, oh no, that's not sexy and that's not cool. And so I think, well, I should do something attractive. I should be this attractive guy. I should like have this big posture and speak with low voice, because girls love low, very low voice. They don't love any high voice. They need low voice. And I should dress appropriately. And when you do this, at first you feel You feel fine because your partner will always say that you're so amazing about it. You have such amazing traits inside of you, and you look so amazing. You look so confident, but you know that it's a mask. But you feel fine because right now everything is fine. So what can go wrong? And the thing will go wrong when you will get to some emotional state, or when you go through some hard times, and or when you will feel insecure and you will realize that you will not be able to show this insecurity because otherwise you show your weakness to partner as you think inside of you, and you will and so you feel terrible about it. And logically the best thing would be just to end such relationships if you don't if you are not if you're not compatible. But you don't do this because you want this thing to continue because it's so amazing, and I'm just gonna to put on this fake mask and be someone else for my partner, and then everything is gonna be perfect. It won't be. It will be just suffering and pain. So that was another leverage for me, and I realized that I was very heartbroken after such relationships, and if I continue doing this, I will get to just the same relationships because there was nothing wrong with my partner or with me as a person. I was talking a few videos ago about the mistakes I made from the masculine point, but these are my personal mistakes, not relationship ones, because I was still myself, and were just things that I didn't respect, I wouldn't respect in myself. But when you try to become someone else with different character, that becomes a problem, and I don't want to repeat it later. So there was another leverage. The next leverage was the physical one. What will happen with my body, with my health, with my posture? And it was also terrible because it would be the body, very unhealthy body, or just body full of insecurities. Just keep your back straight, keep your big posture, you need to have certain volume of muscles, and you need to have such ratio and such ratio. If you don't have such ratio, and if you don't have such muscles and such outlook, then you are terrible. No one will like you, and you will be alone. So you need to keep it, and if anything goes wrong, you're gonna suffer. I don't think you don't want to have such mindset. The other leverage was the financial one, and here it is another problem because not only it would be, you may think, for example, how will my personality play in financial things? Well, it's very easily, and it's interesting question because it feels like it shouldn't do anything, and especially in some areas like entrepreneurship or something similar, you think, well, I should look confident, because if I don't look confident, then my partners or anyone else won't respect me. But the thing is, it doesn't work this way, and the problem is much deeper. The problem is that you will do something that you dislike, and that is the bad thing, because again, if we come back to the relationships, your partner would like you, for example, to have some kind of income, and they will have some requirements for you or some beliefs what the good income should be, and probably that is not for you. Probably, for example, for you it is, I will have I'm gonna just do my own thing, follow my purpose, and if it brings money, it's perfect. If not, I'm willing to wait or do some other job while maintaining my purpose. That is important. But when you put on this mask again, you just say, yes, dear, I'm gonna do this job I hate just for you. And no, everything's fine. I love it. Yeah, I love doing this job I hate. I mean, I love everything about it. It's so amazing. I don't think you want this destiny either. So, but that was just my example. And so when while when you do this enough and you really visualize this in your head, you need to really visualize this and allow the pain to just come towards you. This is a healthy pain because it shows you what you don't need to do. Just the same way as a child, if you touch the gas stove and you burn yourself, it will be healthy pain because you won't do something even more stupid in the future because you have such experience. And so now when you have this pain, it should be so much suffering that you feel that you must do something right now because that you cannot stand this belief anymore, that you just cannot have it anymore. And when you did this, you can come to the next part, which is to change your belief to something positive, something encouraging. The thing about beliefs is that they don't need to be right or wrong. It doesn't even matter. The most important thing is that it's either the belief that makes you feel weaker, that just makes you feel down, or the belief that encourages you, that inspires you. That is the only thing that matters. Even if it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I mean, if it hurts someone because you think something wrong, that may be a bad thing. But again, you don't want this belief. You want the belief that make your life better, make lives of others better if you want this as well. So to try to find the belief that will suit you. You may ask questions. How would a person who already has the result I want will act? What would he think in his mind? How do confident, successful, or anything else? How do such people think? What is their mindset? Sometimes it can be even a good thing to just search for some people that you are inspired from, and check some interviews or some questions to them, and check what mindset do they have, how do they think. For me, it was the realization that when I was thinking about who would I want to be, what kind of person would I want to be if I wouldn't be so shy and closed from everyone, how would I think? And I realized that my new mindset was that I am my own person and I like myself and I love myself, and I will do whatever I want and I will act however I want, no matter how silly it may seem to anyone, what others think. Because if I follow my principles, if I feel fine about what I'm doing, if I know that I'm doing the right thing and I don't hurt anyone and I don't harm anyone, then I can just discard any opinion of other people. I may listen to them, but I will not agree, and I will not accept this in my life. So that was my new belief, that if I know I'm doing everything according to my beliefs and I don't harm anyone, that I'm not accepting other people's bad opinion about it, because my opinion will still stand. And now, to reaffirm this belief, you need to try to do the completely opposite process. So, going from the point of logic, you think logically, why is it a good thing? Why is it the right thing? And it makes sense. And for me, it made sense because, well, it makes sense that it's your life. Who are the other people who say something otherwise? The other thing that I, by the way, didn't mention this leverage is that the leverage of thinking the other people who already did what you're doing. For example, if you want to change a bad belief, you need to think about people who made you believe something, because usually, lots of times, there are people who made you believe in some things that you believe right now. Usually you're not born with beliefs. You are conditioned to them by other people. Even if other people didn't want to give you such belief, they subconsciously did. It can be your parents, your partner in your relationships, your classmates, some people you see on the internet, just someone. Uh, you Sometimes there isn't anyone there, but lots of times there is. So try to check. And so, well, when you create the new encouraging belief, you need to do the opposite process and find the people who already have the belief you want to achieve. You try to think about some. For me, it was thinking about some famous actors and some famous people. And when you check lots of celebrities, there are lots of quiet and shy celebrities who even have problems speaking in public speaking. Like some actors who may play some, they can even play confident characters in the movies, but when they try to talk on stage, they start stuttering and even shaking. And still they have lots of fans, lots of people like them. Of course, some people may not like them, but there are always people who like them just because of who they are. And they like such people even more, sometimes even more than confident ones, because when someone is confident, it may be a mask, but when someone is showing his shyness, you know that this person is genuine. So that was my leverage with the people. Now the emotional leverage. I realized that how much in peace I would feel if I get such belief. How much calmness inside of me would be if I actually believe that I am fine and enough by being myself, and nobody can say otherwise. From the relationship perspective, it was perfect, because now I would only attract the people who actually encouraging my character instead of trying to create the new me that I am not. And so it would be just peace. Just imagine that eventually, when all the partners that don't suit your character just go away and find someone who suits them, you will remain either alone but still fine because you love yourself and support yourself, or with a partner that actually respects you and encourages you, and with who you feel in peace. So you feel in peace with yourself, and there's also a person who's in peace with you, and so you are in the harmony. So there is like the perfect option that is only obtainable with this new belief. The next belief, the next leverage was the physical one, and in the physical sense also lots of benefits, because your body is relaxed, there is no tension. You don't think, how should I look, what should I do, what gesture should I make. You just say and do whatever thing you do. If you suddenly start talking like this, or like your voice is not confident, or you start stuttering or anything else, you just think, all right, we're stuttering right now, who cares? Really, who cares? Even if someone cares, why do I want such person to influence me? If they care about, if they think that my stuttering and what I'm doing is bad and is making me a bad person, well, that's their problem, because I'm doing my best and I'm trying to just talk however I talk. And if they don't accept this part, then they don't accept me, and so why should I accept them? So that was a very revealing part for me. Like something is just awakened inside of me. The other leverage is the financial one. And in finance, you will just go your own way. Just what I was mentioning before. Just following your mission, no matter the money. And it's just for me, but for lots of people it would be the same, I think. Or if you're caring about money, then going towards money, no matter what anyone tells you. So you're just doing your thing. And again, because you're filtering the people that don't accept your character, you will only be left with people that really like what you're doing and support it. Of course, it's good to have some healthy criticism, but you can accept criticism, but you can still remain yourself and say, thank you for the advice, but if it's, I will take the information and I will thank you for the advice, but if it's not well-meaning advice, if you're just trying to hurt me and to discourage me, then I'm not accepting that, and I'm not accepting you in my life. And the last leverage is the people that are close to you, the people that are important for you. It may be again your relationships, but it may also be your family, your friends, just people who surround you. And you realize that when you follow your own character, you actually help other people a lot, because if you are genuine, then if you're genuine and acting genuine, that means that other people can be genuine with you as well, and so you have a much deeper connection inside. And besides, you're only surrounded with people that support you in some way. Of course, sometimes you have to live with your family, or maybe you are in the dormitory and you have your roommates, but overall, throughout your life, you're surrounded with only people who support you. You may also be, yeah, you may also for quite a while be alone, but again, you support yourself and you may have some sense of mission, and that's all that matters. You can just keep going, and it's not like you're trying to attract other people by doing something. It's just you're being yourself, and it's so attractive. It's such an attractive energy that people are just coming towards you to get this energy, because people like people who are authentic. So that was a good. All these leverages really helped me realize how much advantageous it is. And so basically we can say that this change was instantaneous, because we believe that changes may take some time, but usually it takes some time because we're trying to get to this tipping point. But if we get to this tipping point at once, then we may say that the change is instant. I will not say that it is permanent, because you need to remind this. You still have your habits that will try to control you. So every time you feel this negative emotions, some pain inside, some feeling of shame, try to remember, hey, I just changed my beliefs. Let's go through the leverages I wrote again. And by the way, really write your leverages, because you will need to reread them lots of times. You may ask, well, for how long? It depends, but at some point you will find not just your visualized mental images that will be your leverages, but you will find real confirmations. When you suddenly talk to some people confidently, not confident like, again, big posture, some gestures, etc., but confident in the way that it doesn't matter for you how you act, you just act and say whatever you want, and you feel fine about it. And actually other people may feel fine about it. You'll suddenly realize how good this new belief and thing is. And for example, right now I'm talking, and usually I was really scared to talk when there are people coming nearby, because I was thinking, what would they think? What are they thinking right now? Maybe they thinking I'm some stupid blogger that is trying to make a video. And right now I'm thinking, who cares? I'm just making video for you guys. That's all that matters. And when you have such confirmations from your real life, the neural paths in your brain just get stronger and just keep reconfirming such belief. And so in some point you won't even need to reread all these leverages, because your whole life will become the leverage for this belief. It will go from the belief to the conviction that just becomes the rule in your life. So right now, as an action, try to do the same thing. Try to think about belief that really controls you. Sometimes you need to really do some brainstorming. Just take a piece of paper, take a pen, and just start writing whatever you think, whatever you believe. Even some things like, I believe the sky is blue, I believe that grass is green, but at some point you may get to some emotional side and say, I believe that people don't really like me. Even if you think, well, no, that sounds stupid. No, just write it down. Write down whatever you think. Uh, just whatever comes in your mind. I believe, I don't know, I believe that cows exist only to give milk to the people. I don't actually believe this, but I just said whatever it is in my mind. It is brainstorming. Just write whatever you think for about 10 minutes. And usually there will be some highlighted beliefs that really control you. Some really heavy stuff that you need to change. And do the same steps. Try to realize that you really need to change it, that it is really a bad thing. You can write like a plus sign on the things. There may be even good beliefs, but they are not your convictions, and you would like them to be your convictions. Like, whatever I do, I will get success in it if I work hard enough and keep going. Something like this. And you may not really believe it, but you kind of little bit believe it because you read it in some books or something. Or you heard some famous person, successful person saying it. And you can use the same steps, just instead of the step with the bad belief, you can just start immediately from the good one and just try to reaffirm it by positive leverages. But usually it's some negative belief that controls you. So take this belief, write it down on the like on the again on a paper or in your phone, in the notes, and just think about these leverages: the logical leverage, the emotional leverage, the relationship leverage, the physical leverage, the famous people leverage, the money leverage, and the close people leverage, the people who are important to you. And go through all these leverages. You may find something even more important for you. If I don't know what it may be for you, but just go through all the areas of life and think, what will happen to me right now, in a week, in a year, in 5 years, when I get 30, 40, what will happen with me if I keep doing this belief? How will it destroy me? And you need to feel this suffering. And when you get to this point of suffering, now you can go to the positive thing. Now you can, when you need to go it only when you feel that you cannot take it anymore. You need to change right now. And now you can take this new belief. You may find the person who already has it, or try to imagine in your head how would the perfect you with this positive belief think, how would you act, how would you think, and go through all these leverages until you get to the point when you feel such joy that you just can't help but start it. And the important thing that you may still feel some fear, you may still feel some shame when doing something, but now it's not really important. You don't need to get rid of this fear or shame. You may realize that it's just your physical reaction, but it doesn't matter for you. For example, when people come nearby, it's not like I'm feeling fine right now. I'm still feel some quite like feeling that I want to become quieter, I want to speak quiet and just become smaller. But I may feel it, but I know my leverages, and then I know that if I try to do this and become smaller and quieter, it will cause me so much suffering in the future. I just have this mental image. And if I keep speaking, it will cause me so much joy in the future. Again, this mental image that I just can't help but keep going despite what I feel. So go through these steps. Just imagine you're the master of your fate, of your destiny. You're like a sculptor. Right now you may be this big stone with many uneven edges, but every time you remove some belief or reinforce the other one, you just chisel away some parts from you. And at some point, like if you look at some old statues, you just become the statue of the big Greek god, this big muscular man with some stoic look in him, or whatever you want. Just slowly day by day find your new beliefs, or I mean old beliefs that you still have that discourage you, and just chisel them away one by one. And so years later, when people will think that you were born with some charisma and successful mindset and you were just born this way and you were this perfect person, you will remember the moments right now when you still are on this point that you have some bad beliefs, and think how amazing is that I went through all this, because I went through this myself and it was my work that made me better. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next video.